Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Social Beaches. I'm Carolyn Smith.
I'm Diana Thornton.
And today we're going to talk about things that we think, this is our opinion,
Yes.
only our opinion,
Yes.
what we think buyers care about when they're looking at a home.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is important for sellers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the first one we're going to talk about is location, that buyers care about location. And sometimes they're making trade-offs on location. So I thought this was interesting because I'm working with a buyer now who really wants to live on the island, beachside, but really their budget is not island.
Sure.
Their budget is more, and it's frustrating for them because a few years ago when they started looking pre-COVID, their budget was beachside. So sometimes trade-offs have to be made there, and I don't know. I mean, it can be a challenging thing to accept that, yeah, you can live beachside in a fixer.
Yes. Are you willing to put in the sweat equity?
Exactly.
So it's funny. So my husband and I, we're coming up on a year, which is so crazy. We bought our dream house and location.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So I was in the seat that my clients are in all the time,
Yeah.
right? So we had to sell in order to buy. We were definitely passive buyers. Like, we were not actively looking. But my husband, who's probably online searching way more than I was, he had a very small radius of where we wanted to be, or he wanted to be, and I agree. Totally
Well,
agree.
let's hope you agree.
Yes, I did. But there was one that popped up. He was waiting. I was at a lunch meeting with another colleague of ours, and he was waiting for a meeting to start for his work, and he had sent it to me, had just hit the market, and I was like, is this for somebody else or is this for us? And he was like, can we go see this tonight? I was like, sure. But it was the exact, talk about location, it was the exact small, very 3 neighborhoods that he wanted to be in.
Oh, I love
Riverfront,
that.
all the things, but a complete fixer-upper.
Oh.
And so we've
But
started
he's
that process.
handy, right? He is in construction?
Yes. So
Okay.
he's the president of his company. Good job, baby.
I love it. What's his company? Give him a plug.
Yes. So Rush Construction in Titusville.
Okay.
They're amazing.
And what do they do?
They don't do residential. They do all commercial.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Their biggest client right now is Blue Origin, but they do medical. They do lots of things.
Oh.
They have a marine division too.
Oh, that's
know.
amazing.
They're incredible.
Wow.
So, yes. So,
Shout out to him.
I know.
Rush Construction
Yes.
in Titusville.
Rush
Okay, so if
Construction.
someone's looking for a commercial.
Yes. They're amazing.
Okay, love that.
But it's so crazy because, we were happy in our home. We loved our house, loved our cute little neighborhood. But this was just an opportunity that we did not want to pass up. And so location, we were on it, but we have to make
made a
those
compromise.
updates. We did.
You bought a fixer-upper, and you were willing to do the work
Yes.
and put in the time and do all the things. Now you have your dream house.
Yes.
Is it done?
The outside's done.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes. So we've seen
It
the
looks
outside
good.
to actually inside now. But yes, I mean, talking about location, and it was funny because there was a couple other properties that had popped up that I had brought up to his attention, prior to, and he's like, nope, we're holding out. We're holding out. So
Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yes.
I love that story.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. Next.
So home size, okay. So square footage and beds and baths.
Yeah.
So is the trend today towards larger homes or smaller homes?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the trend went to smaller homes and now it's kind of swung back in the other direction because I feel like that's a COVID thing too.
I agree.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So I'm working with some buyers right now.
Yeah.
Talking about location and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Who want to be in a certain location. They have 3 children and they both work from home. And so she's in healthcare as well. So she has to have super private, for HIPAA
when
laws
she's
and everything.
yeah.
Yes. So that's something
Yeah.
that we need larger sizes.
I
so.
think once people got stuck in their house together, they were like,
More
we
space,
need more
please.
space, please. We need more space. And I also think kids are spending more time, in their bedrooms for a while. The bedroom was just a place to sleep. But I feel like now they're kind of going back into their bedrooms and having, and there's so much stress in the world and so much anxiety that having a quiet space to kind of escape to is important for children.
I agree.
So they need their own space and their bedroom kind of becomes their sanctuary. So having their own bedrooms and having them be large enough where they can sort of make it a little maybe a sitting area or hang out so they're not, So I think that's also led to the bigger.
I definitely agree. I mean, I look at my daughter and I'm like, yes, we need her to have her own space too. She needs her own quiet time area.
Can she have her own wing?
She kind of does. Anyways. So I love this question.
Yeah.
So do we think that the cost to upkeep or renovate is a major consideration for buyers when purchasing?
Yeah.
So upkeep or renovate. So, when I think of, let me ask you this, like for upkeep, like, are you talking like, roofs and ACs and hot water heaters and stuff like those non-sexy items?
Well, I mean, those non-sexy items are important.
Very expensive, yes.
Very expensive. And also just the cost of like your lawn care, your pool care, your, if you're in a condo, your condo fees, like that's a cost of upkeep. And so all those costs that you have, and are people thinking about that? I try and make sure that my buyers like really think about this.
Fully educated. You're really good about that.
I do think it's so important. My background is finance. I'm like, you're not thinking about, you love this house, but you're not thinking about how much this is going to be over time.
Yes.
To renovate, to upkeep, whatever. And I think that I find that that's a common problem with people.
Sure.
That unless they're buying new, and that's a different thing.
Absolutely.
Unless
you're buying under budget, where you buffer those things in.
Does that happen?
Not often, but it's funny. I am working with some sweet clients right now who, they want a specific location, they want a specific size. I was like, okay, well, we're not finding exactly what you want, so you could either do new construction and wait, or we can find you something that you're willing to renovate. And so they're kind of tossing those options around as well.
Well, that's good.
And I also think too, like, speaking from my own personal experience recently, just being able to put my own renovations in.
Yes.
To put my, yes, there are some people who do beautiful, beautiful work. Yeah. But that might not necessarily be my taste or vice versa. So to be able to put your own stamp on something too is kind of nice.
Have it be the way you really want it. Your house, not someone else's house that you just inherited, for sure.
And to live in it for a minute, really, too, to be able...
So important.
To see how it's really going to function best for your family. Yeah. We only have one kid, but if you have multiple kids and you're all working from home, like, that's, it depends on what season of life you're in as well.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely true. Okay. Next question.
Oh, I love this
Garages.
One. Yes.
So, we don't have basements.
No.
And I grew up in Florida, so I remember people don't know, I was born in Maryland, and I lived there till I was 3. So I sort of have this memory of a basement that my mom threw us down in the basement to play when we were little kids. But otherwise, we don't have storage.
Yes.
So you can't really store things. Like people are like, oh, I'll store it in the attic. Do you know how hot our attics get?
My husband knows how hot the attics get. I don't, but...
They get hot. They get hot. So it's like when you think about, do you need space and what you need? And some people are like, oh, I think I can just function with. So is a garage important? 2-car, 3-car, etc.
Yes. So I think that garage size definitely matters.
Size matters, people.
Matters. Or a space for a shed.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm running into right now. They either need large space for. I mean, we have a lot of really. And I'm sure a lot of your clients have a lot of decorations for Christmas or Halloween, and so they don't necessarily want to have a storage unit. So you need to have space somewhere to put it. So whether it's your attic, whether it's your garage, whether it's a shed out back, but yes, all of those things.
And you have to be careful. Matters. Does it need to be air conditioned? Does it not? Yes. So one of my favorite houses years ago, it was in Baytree. I went in and it had a 3-car garage, but it really had a 4-car garage. It did not have a bay, and I didn't know till I went in the 3-car garage. It had the wall, the door, the whole thing, a whole bay, the size of a 1-car garage, air conditioned storage.
Love this.
I was in love with that house. I was like, I don't even care about the house.
Yeah.
The house doesn't matter. You have to buy this home. They didn't buy that home. But for me, I was like, 3-car garage plus
that. Absolutely.
A full bay of air-conditioned storage. Yeah.
It's a great hiding spot. Just after a long day, if we needed it too.
So I took part of my garage and walled it off and ran air conditioning in there, and I have air-conditioned storage in my garage, and I use it for all kinds of things.
Sure.
But, I think it's true. And who wants a go to the storage unit all the time? Plus the cost of it.
I know. Agreed.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Front porch. So how critical?
Lanai. I should say Lanai. I spelled it wrong. Don't mind that I spelled that wrong.
No,
She's like, what the hell did you do?
Lanai, outdoor living. Yeah. So I love this. So what do you think this is for buyers when making a decision for home? Like, how critical do you think this is?
I think that people will compromise on it, but I think it is a critical thing and how much time they're really going to. So I bought my house and it has no covered lanai in the back.
Okay.
It was built in 1964 without one, which is really rare because most homes built, older homes, most of the time it wasn't closed or something, and that's why it's not there anymore. And mine was literally built without one. And it is the thing I miss the most. And when my pool is too close. So there's all kinds of issues there with that. So I built this beautiful front porch, and it's furnished, and we sit on the front porch all the time. Yeah.
I love that.
We are front porch dwellers.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's important. Do you think it's important?
Yes, I do. Very much. So we're back porch dwellers.
Yeah.
And so we had a very small little porch, but we took out the screen and we extended it super far out, and we just did papers and everything. But we eat out there. We have our little sitting area. We have a little fire pit.
So nice.
We love it. And my daughter loves to sit out there. And she'll paint, she'll color, she'll do all those things too. So I think that's very important.
Like when I win the lottery, I'm building. I have it all picked out in my yard. I have a big yard, and I want to build like this huge detached structure that is like tropical, and that I can have for my backyard to have covered. Because I can't attach to the house because of the pool is in the way. Sure. I could, but it would be a little teeny tiny.
I love that.
Yeah.
Call me when you win the lottery.
I'll be sitting on a beach somewhere with an umbrella drink.
I'll be with you.
She can come. Diana's invited. Floor plans and layouts which ones are most popular now? And I put out a whole bunch of questions here.
Yes.
But are open floor plans dead is the first one. Like what kind of floor plans are we seeing people like? And I feel like open floor plans are definitely not as popular.
I would agree. Yeah. I actually would agree. It's funny because I feel like I love open floor plans, but I also love that we have two separate living spaces.
Yes. And
so we have also a formal dining room and then just like an eating kitchen area. So I love that we have those areas are very open to each other, but they're separate. Yeah. And I love that. So, Charlotte could be watching, her little movie with her little friends, and while the adults can hang out, drink wine.
In another area.
In a formal area.
What do you think about a formal dining room? Because that's one of the questions.
I love it personally.
You do?
I do. So we use it.
Wow.
I know. We use it.
You are a throwback, Diana.
We use that, and we use our china from our wedding. So, yes.
Wow.
I know. Which is funny.
I'm coming over.
Please don't. But it's funny because I do have a lot of people who don't want or don't need a formal dining room.
I think formal dining rooms have become you need a large enough dining area. Yes. You can't call it a breakfast nook anymore because it's not a nook.
Correct.
But as long as you have a large enough dining area and then maybe some counter seating at your, island or peninsula or whatever you have, I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't really use the formal dining room.
Yes.
So they don't want to give up that space. Mm-hmm. So then they convert it into, if it has one, an office, an exercise room, a playroom for kids, whatever. They're changing it into something else.
I love it though.
You do.
I use it.
You're an entertainer.
I do like to entertain.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about you. That's good. Are larger bedrooms or larger living spaces more important? Which is more important? If you have to for a buyer, or do you think that's really personal preference?
I think it's a personal preference. I think it depends on client, stage of life.
Yeah.
I just had some sweet buyers that closed a couple weeks ago, and they didn't really care about the sizes of the bedrooms. Because they're entertainers. They wanted, all the space to host, their friends and everything too. So, yes. But then, talking about earlier how you need your own special or oasis and retreat and sanctuary for you to just decompress and unwind. Yeah. So I appreciate, the size of our master bedroom. So I really think it's a preference. I'm like, I would love both, but
yeah. We want it all. That's why we need larger living spaces.
Yes.
We need larger homes.
Win the lottery.
Yeah. And what about second floors? That's the other thing I wanted to ask about. Second floors and should you have a loft upstairs? Should you have secondary bedrooms, primary upstairs? What do you think?
Definitely not a primary upstairs.
Okay.
I would say, at least my personal opinion.
Yeah.
No, because one, I'm never moving again, and I don't want to have to go up and downstairs. I don't mind stairs now.
Yeah.
But I think of just all of our visitors and stuff, and what does that look like? And
would you like a 2-story, or do you think people would like 2-stories?
My daughter, who's 5, would love a 2-story.
Why is it that all kids, they're I want a house with stairs.
Yes.
I want a house with stairs.
I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
That's so weird. I feel like kids like that.
I don't think it really mattered to us what if it was 1-story, 2-story. I'm grateful for the one floor that we have.
Yeah.
But I also think it's definitely a preference. You know, I think when you have a loft upstairs, like you can throw all the kids up there and not have to see all the toys and that kind of stuff. Or you have a great office up there, you know, if you're working from home. So it really just depends, you know, but I do think that I'm seeing that people want at least their primary downstairs.
Yeah. So what's funny is for me, well, first of all, I think a lot of people think they're going to use that loft upstairs and then it's not used. Like when they go to sell years later, they're like, we never really used that
Out
space.
of sight, out of mind.
The only people I know who really did use it, they like made it more of like a theater room.
Yes.
Like they enclosed it a little bit more and made it a theater room and then like put the chairs in, like movie theater experience.
Yes, all
popcorn
out.
machine, the whole thing. And I think that's great. For me, and probably because I've never lived in one since I was 3 and we moved from Maryland, I would love a 2-story house. I would love a 2-story house, and I want my primary upstairs and my office. Yeah, because I want to like leave all the peoples downstairs. You make a mess. You do your thing.
You do your thing.
You do your thing. I'm going to sleep late.
Yes.
Which I never do, but
it's
my dream.
Yes.
I'm going to go, this is my dream house.
When you win the lottery.
Barbie's dream house. I'm going to go upstairs and have my dream primary suite with the spa bathroom overlooking the water, by the way, with my balcony so I can sit out and drink my wine. And my office would be up there.
Okay. I mean, I support all of those visions. I'll help you find it if you need.
Yeah, Diana, help me find a house. Okay. One day. Thanks, Diana. I have had so much fun having you here. But don't leave because stay tuned. We're going to talk about more of what buyers are looking for in a home. So we'll see you then. Okay, cheers.